Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for March 24th through the 30th of 2019. So, if you missed our equinox celebration, you can check out our community reading and request a copy of the replay and additional custom goodies on my website under the live circles. There's a spring equinox drop down. So it's not too late, and certainly all of the information is relevant because it guided us for the quarter between now and summer solstice. So we're still in that magical window this week. And I don't know if you noticed, but the last couple of weeks were pretty intense with activations. Last week had a lot of Mercury retrograde ones, and we start off this week with another one before it finally wraps up its process at the end of the week. But this week we have blessedly little going on. Just this Mercury retrograde conjuncting Neptune, which is really huge and a beautiful reset to get right before it goes direct. And then Venus sextiling Uranus, which is Venus's first little few moments into Pisces, touching base with Uranus's first few moments in Taurus. And that's a delicious combination to be diving into as we exit the retrograde and deal with shadow, because we're still just coming up from the deep end of the ocean between now and basically April 17th. So use whatever downtime you get or schedule some if you can, because this is the week that we really want to make those connections. Make those connections to the new truth and story, to the deeper level of active imagination that plays a role in your day-to-day so that you're coming up with more creative solutions and improvising and working with what you've got right in front of you. This is what's coming up as we begin to dive into Aries energy. Okay, thank God we still have a little bit of this watery Pisces to soften it, but it is going to speed up thereafter. So I just would love to see you take this week to do a little inventory and check in with yourself, get in nature, touch base with yourself, which is something that the equinox celebration audios were all good for. I chopped them up. So we've got meditation and we've got prayers and we've got my overview for equinox and lots of extra goodies to support you going into this new season, because we just got here. Spring has just arrived in this hemisphere. So on to your forecast. Starting off the week will be tomorrow, the 24th, Sunday. Mercury retrograde conjunct Neptune. This is an initiation. But again, because it's backwards, it's done it 3 times over. This has given us a chance multiple times to look at our story from multiple angles and to choose some completely new characters and plot lines and go in a completely new direction with our lives and step onto a new path that is truly new. There's really so little remnants of the past that we get to take with us. This is why we activate the ancient, because there is still eternal truths that we work with on our day-to-day as well. So this first activation happened February 19th. This is the second pass, March 24th, and the final pass will be April 2nd. So you see how we still have work to do until mid-April. This is a mixed blessing, but definitely an initiation either way. It can be miraculous for creativity, art, or exploration. Miraculous, y'all. Come on now, let's tap in, take a time out and see what kind of connections you can make. I like this one myself for a personal conversation with God, your higher self, your soul self, whatever you want to call it. As with any initiation, a completion must come first. And in this case with Mercury, it's time to expand your thinking in some way and go deeper. Invite your ancestors, angels, and animal guides to answer your questions and guide you at this time. This is when the veils are thinner and we have a little better access. Communing with them is much more supported than communing with the humans around you. So if you need to think about the mundane or day-to-day or confront someone about something which requires complete honesty from both parties, things could get a little hazy and confused thanks to Neptune here. There is always a veil to contend with when dealing with Neptune, but you have to know which side of it you are on, so you are in alignment with the nature around you. What I mean is, if you're in 3D, you want to align with the tools and practices that work in 3D. And if you're in 5D, then you have to work with the tools and practices that work in 5D. They're very different, and I'm sure most of this crew knows that. This energy tends to color reality a little bit, misleading you to think that you are being perfectly clear in your communication or whatever you're trying to express at the time, while others may be completely lost. It's better to say nothing rather than be completely misunderstood. And so I will add to this one, there's a couple of caveats with this one. If you don't disagree, sometimes people assume you agree. So there's a time and place to speak up for what your truth is in any given moment. But there are also times like now when it's a Mercury retrograde in the sign and planet, of confusion, that maybe you hold back until you get a little bit more clear and grounded yourself before you draw in that kind of complicated conversation that can take you into realms you weren't prepared for. So grounding is super important. Working with water energy, earth always helps us create something, right? Or it can get muddy and sloppy. So just enough air, just enough fire, just enough water, just enough earth, and we are creating miracles. So check in with your elemental balance right now. That'll help too. That'll help guide you for what you really need in this moment. And then the 27th is Wednesday, and Venus is going to sextile Uranus. And so, like I said, this is a really juicy, powerful one to have as we approach the Mercury direct. So this energy, thanks to Uranus, activates a certain spark of electricity in the air. New relationships will have an unusual aspect to them, and old ones can break to realign in a positive, even fun way with this energy. I love it. Let's call that in. Break to realign in a positive, even fun way with those around you, especially those closest to you that you have to deal with day in and day out. No monotonous routine, humdrum people or boring collaborations with this one. Use it to access your unique genius and deep well of creativity, and then share it, if you can, with other like-hearted souls. So this is a powerful one too for my creatives and writers and speakers. All of this energy supports you anchoring something brand new and delicious and appropriate for here and now. So dig into how to give the flow a structure as you have these ahas and these awakenings and you make these connections. What do you ground them in? How do you ground them? How do you bring them into your body and make them real? Okay, that's why we follow up with shamanic journeys and active imagination practices and meditation, so that we can bring all these ideas into our body and take it into the world in some kind of way to be of service. So take advantage of this energy to tap into areas you might not have realized were available to you before. And I will say, with Uranus being here for the first time in 84 years, maybe they haven't been available to any of us before now. So checking in with Venus and Pisces values and priorities, guess what that is? That's your connection to God, to spirit, to your soul. This is where the value is. Your imagination has all the keys to what you need, desire, and deserve while you inhabit this body on this planet. And Venus helps you tap into that. And as it links up with Uranus, it's awakening your connection to your own intuition and instincts. This is so powerful and so appropriate for, like I said, moving toward Mercury direct. So keep it light and upbeat. Socialize and enjoy the experience of different people or new activities anytime you can right now and for the foreseeable future. You have to practice getting out of your comfort zone and learning from all walks of life, learning from all the plant life and the crystals and the trees, and everything alive has a message for you if you're paying attention. And you don't need to be overwhelmed like the internet in your email box where you have all this information around you. What you can do is tune into your heart. Ask your higher self to filter everything first so no non-essential even gets into your conscious awareness. That's a beautiful practice right there. But as you do that, during this time when the veils are thinner, it is so easy to ask Spirit to give you a message or a particular medicine that will help you heal something. You can invite that. Asking the question invites the answer, and then you look around to nature for your answers and you see who wants a relationship with you. What aspects of nature communicate with you the most often or the most consistently? That's a powerful exercise to get into as well. So keep in mind, however, any relationships begun this week may not be based on qualities needed for long-term survival. It is more a time to enjoy the people and experiences that pass through at this time and accept it as a gift. So I would also say that while Venus may be connecting us to our eternal source, Uranus is awakening something brand new in us. And like I said, it's going to be learned through our physicality and through our relationship with the earth. So let's pay attention to how that is going. When it says radical new relationships, and maybe they're only temporary, that's all of this. All of our life on earth is temporary. We get a very short period of time to have this experience, learn what we came to learn, share what we came to teach, and do what we came to do. So this is a really juicy week, y'all, of good supportive energy to tune in, because then on Thursday, Mercury goes direct. Yay! That said, we still have to deal with the slow emergence from the deep end of the ocean, like I said earlier, until it enters Aries on April 17th. So let's tap into the delicious energy of Venus arriving in Pisces just in time to help us clarify the values and priorities going forward, with the help of liberating Uranus in Taurus, which is facilitating an awakening within our bodies and Earth's body. So let's pay attention to the environment around us. Let's take the next couple of weeks to close out the past and really focus on the true priorities of here and now, and for the next 3 months specifically, so we can make the best decisions possible, because it is choice and decision time now, everyone. And on same day, on the 28th, we have the Venus circle, which is a Pisces theme and a heart chakra release. So again, kind of divine timing here. And I do welcome drop-ins. We do have a whole circle that is devoted and focused on following the Venus cycle very closely and cultivating that personal relationship with Venus. So you're invited to drop in anytime you want an infusion of the sacred feminine, to have a little clarity around what the values and priorities are supposed to be. That's what the Venus circle is all about. And you can do that like we do it, following month by month for 18 months, or you can get your Venus activations, which is almost like a personal horoscope just for you, but it's focused on your love, money, and magnetics. It's focused on Venus specifically and how she stimulates every planet in your chart. And as you get to know that and you get to feel that, you get really dialed into your own values, and you start shedding a lot of the external, non-essential, not true for you values and priorities that you picked up along the way through your conditioning or environment or the culture, etc. You get more in tune with your own. And that's my big thing, is if the individuals get it together, the globe will be okay. So I love supporting the individual do their healing, education, and transformational soul work. That's really my deal. With the planets, that's my honoring of the sky. And as I start to step into my new role as the mystic mentor, working with people one-on-one, that's my earth medicine practice, and where we ground things and dig into the practical application and practices that we have to do to heal ourselves and to educate ourselves and to transform ourselves to what we're doing now. And the Venus circle really helps. Just, even the audio and the tools for the month will support you. So I hope you'll think of joining us this month or next. We are in the cycle now. So thank you all for listening. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate, and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly at KarmicTools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing, and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.